Okay, so hello guys, my name is Jeremiah, and today I'm going to go through with you through that is mobile infrastructure. I think about 8 years ago I introduced, I was taking through telecommunication. My parts of the telecommunication is cellular networks, that is what happens with your phones, how you go to make calls, what goes inside the activities with the telcos, that is network projects, how you need to get your data, and like all these things, and how to build sites, and pretty much very little things around telecommunication. Might go into a little bit into the house when we have to talk about because every device is electricity. Yeah. So today is more like to introduce you to mobile infrastructure. So in our current generation, current world, we now have various forms of telecommunications. We have the mobile phones, we have our computers, we have the Wi-Fi and everything that all comes together to form the telecommunication infrastructure, or more like telecommunication infrastructure. But if more like you separate it a bit to the mobile network side, mobile phone system. Yeah, so if we separate a bit, we have the cell tower of life. So we have the cellular towers or the cellular systems and infrastructures. So the cellular systems and infrastructures comes from we divided the geographical location into cells. Okay, so we see how honeycombs or like honey is divided into pretty much hexagon shapes. That's how we of like divide the land or a section of area into cells. So let's say if there's your region or the location like this, we just divide into place as a bone family. Okay, so this will be a one cell, another one cell. Sorry, I'm not quite drawing to another cell, also not. So the 10 cell tower comes from the father. We divided the land or a specific geographical area into its sections. Okay, and we put a cell tower, right? We usually call it telephone mast. Okay, we have various types of mast. We have the mast for that power. So if you're a power student, you know we have the power mast. I think it has a specific name. I've forgotten the we have mast for power, but I'm talking of the telephone mast. Okay. So if you are in Ghana, usually you see a red and white tower and metallic structure. It looks like kind of this way. Yeah. So this is a cell tower. Okay. Then we have the antennas. We start the mobile antennas within its radiating signals for one and to the other. Okay. So that's basically the cell tower for you. So all for your mobile infrastructure, we talk about the cell tower, we talk about how the phone works, we talk about what rules these things and the other things leads, talk about the network providers and everything. So we will start each of them one by one. So yes, we start each of them one. Now to begin with, I'm going to start with more of like introducing the like I've talked about the cell channels. Okay. But before we build a site or before your phone, let's say you have a piece of land that or piece of area, let's say if you are in Accra, let's say in Accra, Accra town, let's say Dodo or something like that. Okay. And that location needs like people are there, we did a network there. How do you then get it? Like how do they just magically get or people just get and then just put it there? So that's how come like Basically, that's how we go about it by dividing the whole town, the whole place into the cells. Okay, we divide that into the cells. Then we build tower for each one, a tower for each one, a tower for each cell, a tower for each cell. The main purpose is to spread signals throughout the whole place without some places getting affected. And the shape algebraically also helps to consider one cell overlapping with the other, so that in case maybe there's an interference by a building or something, the other cell can also overlap it for the individual or the people there to get what their network. So that is it. And I'll say for us to be able to get to the land, for us to do whatever, certain rules also goes inside. Okay. So you ask yourself a question. On the mobile, people ask themselves a question. Okay, so they'll go and do a survey, maybe a drive test. Okay, so if a student might come mobile and drive test, you're going to do a survey to be able to understand the network issues of that area, or let's say a survey to just see if they can increase their customer demands or cover high traffic, high volume traffic, and then yeah, they will just go and do a survey. So if it's just a rural village, the attendance might be a bit like spaced out. But if it's more like an urban or a city, the attendance are most of the time close, but when you see plenty cell towers at so random places. That's because of the number of people there, their traffic, their was generated. Okay. So I'll start with the cell towers first. Okay, so every cell tower comes with its shape, its height, and some various technical names that we have. Okay, so let's say if it is a tower from, like you see the tower on the ground, from the ground is the tower goes like this. Okay, goes like this. Then we have the antennas in there. What that a green field, that is green field set. Okay, that's green field. So that means coming from the ground or the ground level straight to a certain meter. Okay, some goes with a tri shape, triangular shape. Some goes with square shape. Okay. Then we have cell towers called monopole. So monopole probably comes from the ground, but it sticks like one single tower, like a single pole with the antennas running from it. Okay, that is monopole. Then you have rooftop. So some high buildings like the Dubai states, we have high buildings here in Ghana, Bellagio, like very high top buildings or skyscrapers. Okay. So these buildings more of like have an elevation already. They have an elevation already. So we just go on top, then do the sides or small metal structure. I mean, lattice is just something small, so do the sides. This is called what? So this is monopole, but this is called rooftop. Sides. Then if you also go into malls, so you can listen, maybe I'm going to Marina Mall, I'm going to Mall, I'm going to like high or super mall and other stuff, like big hospitals like Bridge Hospital, so many places like high places. Okay. So with these kind of buildings, because of the way they are built or because of how they are like because of how they are building and the capacity of people that are inside it, and the material they use to build the building, it's difficult for these cell towers to penetrate inside the building. Okay, so let's say you have a very big building. It can be malls, hospitals, stadiums, like very big buildings. Okay, but the thickness of the walls is like the walls is very thick, it's concrete, and inside you have partitions in there. You have data. Usually, most of the time, people put data, the center, yeah. So if a cell tower is here, it's not just go bounce and it reflects. So the signals that radiate from the cell towers are usually electromagnetic waves. Okay? And electromagnetic waves carry some of the properties of the light. That's the reflection, refraction, diffraction. All these things are also part of what characteristics of what electromagnetic waves. So the moment it hits the wall, some get absorbed, some get diffracted, some get distorted and other stuff. Okay. It can't enter. So we deploy another set of cell tower or cell infrastructure called the DAS. That's DAS. That simply means distributed antenna system. That is this distributed antenna system. So the department of people that usually do the distributed antenna system is the IBS, that is the in-building solution department can see. They do it. So it can be that or IBS. Well, I have a certain term IBS in the hospital or health center. I'm not talking of health relation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking of in-building solution. In-building solution. So that's almost like four. You have the greenfield site. So that's the greenfield site. We have monopole. We have rooftop. We have DAS. Okay. And even with a rooftop site, you can have special ways of going about it. Let's say the building is a foursquare. Okay. It's a foursquare building, shape building. Okay. And the owners don't want to build a bit high. Or let's say the telco that want their network to go over there don't want to so high. Okay. We can just strap the antenna around the building like this. And what we usually use to hold it is called that's B or N. It's a metal things we used to hold it the antenna. And the antenna is tilted to the area, specific area that the people want. So before all these things comes, like before we need to build all these sites, the network provider one has to, like more like it is the major player over here. Okay, before all these things, it's the network provider the major player. In Ghana we have MTN, we have NTT, we have six. Okay, so the network provider is the major player. The network provider can be like this year I want 3,000 monopoles, like sorry, 3,000 sites. Okay, the network provider would choose certain places, key places. Let's say if it is sorry, I have to just explain this a bit. Out a bit. So then let's take the right hand like this. So if someone just say what is that, what is the network equipment on the telcos, it usually feel like the IT company, sorry, the network or telecom companies just call it telcos. Okay. So they are responsible for giving you the data, the airtime, and the subscription, like you subscribe on their network. So for you to be able to make calls, be able to send messages, be able to browse on the internet, they give you more. How do I put it? Like city bus. Okay, they give you the avenue or the road for you to ride on. Okay, so they'll be like every cell tower behaves like a bus. If I'm using every cell tower behaves like a bus. Okay, so the moment you are in this area you want to make calls, just walk into it, then it sends you to your specific the destination. So that's what the network provider does. They provide the cell towers, provide the data, provide all the infrastructure, just for you to be able to connect. And that is your beloved, your friend, your clients, and everything. Okay, customer and everything. Or for you to be able to communicate from one end to another side. So all these the telco providers have the major play. Like they will just propose that they want to build this kind of site. Okay. They will give you the coordinates of the area or the coordinates of the area of the place. So when they give it to you, that will give you what the coordinates to build the site. For them to come and build the site, they will give you what to have. For them to build a site, they'll give you coordinates. Okay. Coordinates of the area. So they are going to give you coordinates of area. Moreover, the network providers, they don't just come in the country just like that. They go through all the various forms and process before they register their company, register their organization, and see and go through the laws of the country. All this paperwork, we just do it. Okay. And when they are established and they want to expand their network to consumers and customers. So first of all, they go and check the network situations. Okay, so usually they go and do drive tests. They will go around with their drive test instruments and do drive tests in the area to see the network availability. They will cross-check the land, the shape, how much people are there, like population, the geographical descriptions of their land and other stuff. They will give you all, like they will just take all these things into consideration. Then they will divide the land or the area into what cells, I can say cells. Then after that, they will give you what the coordinates of the area and the. So let's say this, I want to do like 3,000 sites. Okay, they'll just give each 3,000 as what coordinates. Okay, when they give it to you, don't just give it to any individual. No, we have sub companies. After the telcos, actually the telcos of the network providers, we have sub companies like if you are in Ghana, we have American towers, we have African towers, we have Indians. Forgive me, the name is yes, we have plenty of them in that. Okay, there are so many companies, telco companies, like those who build the site for this. So if you're in Ghana, this is the telcos, right? Ghana have MTN, we have Telcel. we have what? See, okay. So these are the main providers in there. And these are places sub companies under this. Okay. They are there to take the coordinates, like the locations where these telcos will build their sites. Then they'll just take as a contract, build it for them, maintain it for them, then they'll also get their kind of share of funding. I'll break all of them down, what they do, and not like a generalized department that each of them go about it, okay? That a general department, you have what they do. I'll try my best and break it down, with the completeness, break down what they do. Yes. So that's basically about it. Now let's give you the coordinates to these people, okay? We'll give the coordinates to these people. These people should also what? Take the coordinates, send their team, like an ambassador, go and search everything, make sure everything is okay. Then what? They make sure the site is what? Built, okay? They usually build the electrical part, the metallic part, that is the metal part of the structure. Then we have other companies also making. We have at first we have the MSC. No, everything. Something like that. We have everything and we. That's Huawei. So we have everything and Huawei. So they provide the devices, that is the BTS, RIUs, antennas. They usually provide all these transmissions. Okay. So then everything comes together. We have several companies, we have the civil people, we have the electrical people, all of them comes inside to make sure we have the cell. So that's where we supply to. Not to talk of fiber also can be inside and show you. So I'll just next week I'll have to explain what these guys do. Okay, what these guys do. I'll explain it to you, and also explain what each device is. So it might be each for 2 weeks, like sorry, each for 2 weeks. Explain what these guys do. Maybe the next 2 weeks, or maybe this one first. So explain the antennas, explain the connection between the antennas, and how the balls are being made, and the balls goes in and comes out. Like all how you can be able to send messages, how you can be able to send data, and the infrastructure is involved. So I will choose this first before then I will go into building the site. I think we should take it step by step, then see how the phone works before we go into actually building the site. Then talking more into troubleshooting and the various forms you need after you have built the site, maintenance, the PDF and stuff. So this brings to an end of today's discussion. If I've left something out or if I've said something that is not quite right, kindly comment in the comment section. I'll take it from there and maybe explain it inside the next video. Thank you very much. Subscribe to this channel and make sure you share it. Thank you.